Hey everybody, Belinda Wasser here, also known as Rocket Girl. Today we're going to talk about setting boundaries. Boundaries can be such a loaded word, right? So I want to think about it this way. When you call your dentist or your hairstylist and you say, I want to come in Wednesday at 2, and they say, I'm not available or we're closed that day, that seems to be okay. However, for some reason, we have trouble setting boundaries for ourselves in the same way, which leaves sort of a smeary line for our clients, not really knowing when we can work with them and when we're not able to. That can cause a lot of distress on both sides. So let's talk about managing your boundaries as a virtual assistant. The first thing you want to do is set your boundaries ahead of time, just like the dentist, just like the hairstylist, and decide when you're available and when you're not. When you sign a new client, you want to be very clear about when your hours are. Now, I realize that sometimes hours will change, something will come up, and for the most part, you don't need to communicate all of these little changes with your clients, but if they're counting on you, you need to let them know that the schedule has changed a little bit. You want to also decide on your email response policy. My email response policy is that I let them know that I'm monitoring email all day long, which is always the case. And if I see something urgent or quick, I'll try to respond to them right away. I'll also let them know when I receive work. So for example, if a client sends me their email newsletter, I'll hit reply back within an hour or two and say, thank you, got the work. I'll have that for you on X day so that they know what to expect. The other thing I tell them is that they'll always hear from me within 24 hours. It's generally by the end of the day, but I give myself a little extra wiggle room in case something comes up or I'm not in the office that day. This is critical. You want to remember that just because they're working doesn't mean you need to work. So for example, it is not uncommon at all for me to have work requests come in over the weekend. That's so great, right? Yay, because on Monday, I have work to do. So you want to think of it as, yay, they're giving me work, not I cannot believe they're emailing me on a on a Saturday. However, if they email you on a Saturday and they're expecting you to work on the Saturday, if they say, can you do this right now? And that's not within the scope of when you work, you don't need to jump through a hoop right then. You can answer them then if you want to, or you can answer them on Monday and say, hey, I took time away this weekend with the family. We had a great time. Just seeing your request now. You just need to make it clear in a gentle way that that you're not working at certain times. Now, if I have a fabulous client and they're in distress and it's the weekend and I can help them, I absolutely do. But you just want to check in with yourself and say, am I setting up a precedent here where they're going to be doing this all the time? Or is this an amazing client that I love and they're just having a hard day and I can step in for a couple of minutes and help them? So boundaries are very important, but remember, we need to set them for ourselves. Our clients are not going to do that for us. All right, before we go, I just want to remind you all of my free online classroom. It's on Facebook. You can find it by typing the virtual assistant connection in the search bar at the top and click that join button. I'd love to have you come over. We have almost 15,000 members. Holy cow. And the group is filled with all kinds of education, community, and friendship. So come on over and join us. If you're watching us on YouTube, please click that subscribe button so you'll be notified when we go live next time. And check out the group. I'd love to have you. I'm Belinda Wasser, signing off. Until next time. Bye-bye.